City of Stevens Point Special Common Council meeting, recorded Monday, June 3, 2019.
I have 5:45. I will call the special meeting of the Common Council to order. Can we get a roll call, please?
Jennings, she's excused. Shore,
Here.
Nabel,
Here.
Zarazua,
Here.
Johnson, he is
Present.
excused. Johnson, you're here?
Yeah, and I'm a
Slowinski.
She.
He was going to the next one.
Yeah.
Slowinski, he's
He is
excused.
excused.
Kneebone,
Here.
Dugan,
Here. Quickly they forget.
Dalton,
Dalton. Here. Marker is here. She's in the.
Phillips. Here. Morrow. Here. 9 present.
All right, we do have a quorum, so we will continue. 2 items on our agenda. The first one is to award the 2019 pavement sealing coating project 19-13 to Farner Asphalt Sealers LLC. The bids were included in your packet. Director, anything to add?
I guess just to make sure, I know a couple of people had some questions particular to what this is related to. This is related to improvements we've been making along the North Point area. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay, just I see a bunch of like confused faces, so I just wasn't sure. Maybe I wasn't projecting. Related to North Point Drive, we've been making a number of improvements, mostly in relation to some of the improvements we've been trying to get at for the past couple of years, but with the Champion Girls Junior Championship golf course championships coming this year, which is a televised event. We tried to patch up a little some of the other things we looked at. In the end, if you drive up there, you kind of see it looks like a patchwork quilt at the moment with all the pavement cuts and stuff that are coming there. So we did cut back at the beginning of the year already on some of the other pavement maintenance to allow for potential for doing this. Seems that we would otherwise have the money to do it, so we'd like to do a special seal coating on that road, which would then give it probably as nice of an appearance to it. This is a little bit more expensive than the route we were originally thinking, but this is something that's probably going to benefit the road more, so we'll get more value out of the money we're spending, but we do have the money available to cover it. What we're looking at, since we're hoping to get a better price for with the alternate bid to expand it is, but with the bid pricing coming in the same as the unit price, I'd just be asking for the base bid, the $54,639.38 with contingency.
Okay. Questions to the director?
That answered mine right there.
Okay. Any comments from the audience?
Oh, I have, could you just repeat again, because of the cost, we're not going to do the extra square feet or square yards?
Right.
Correct, yeah, we included it in there because that's kind of getting a little bit away from the venue, although we
Okay.
thought there would be a benefit to applying it if we could get a reduced price, if we, extended the
I
amount,
see.
increased the quantity. But since it came in the same, we're not
Sure.
saving any additional money by expanding it
And
more.
it-
And so we want to also make sure we have money left over to do the country club and other projects that we just want to, so
Sure.
we don't want to spend it all here.
Yeah, so, but this doesn't affect sort of the aesthetics of what we're trying to achieve with this?
No, this really shouldn't. And what we'll probably do as we move forward with it is get out there, try to measure it at a time with the contractor, see that we just get to an agreement what it is. And, if we can squeak out a little bit within that contingency
Okay.
without saying, we'll push it
Okay.
to the limit to try to get as much in there. So any sort of overhead visual would capture as much of that so we don't, what we don't want is, or it looked like you worked on here and forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that's what
But,
I'm
Yeah,
wondering,
Michigan
yeah.
isn't as much, there wasn't as much work to be done on that. It was minor patchwork there, so we really didn't cut the asphalt and-
Okay.
and make much of an issue there. So I think just when we'll get in there, once this is done, and restripe it all, including Michigan, I think that will look nice.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions for the director? Then I would entertain a motion. You're looking at the approval for the base bid, Director, in the amount not to exceed $54,639.38. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is so moved.
Second.
Motion by Morrow, second by Johnson. Further discussion? Any comments from the audience? Hearing none, let's get a roll call vote on that, please.
Morrow,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Dalton,
Aye.
Dugan,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Slowinski's excused. Johnson,
Yes.
Zarazua,
Aye.
Nabel,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
and Jennings excused, 9-0.
9-0, that is approved. Item number 4 is a request to apply for disaster damage aids grant regarding the Rocky Run Road washout from the April 19th storm. The director handed out some information. There was a brief outline in your packet, but the specific information is handed out. Director, anything to add there?
Really, this is just to cover that. You'll see at the bottom of the first page in the handout there, section 3, talking to DOT, it's just identifying that, looking for this body to give me authorization to apply for the aid. What the aid does is cover 75% of all the replacement costs, 50% of any improvement costs, and we did add an additional culvert there as an improvement. We're looking at a total project cost of around $17,000, so we should get a fair amount of that back, but I'd like to apply if you'll allow me to, and we'll get the state to pay for part of the repairs instead of us.
That would be nice.
Question.
Question?
Yeah.
President Johnson?
Is this because there was a state of, or disaster stated, declared?
This is actually.
Or is this separate sort of money?
This is separate from that.
Separate,
Yeah,
right.
allocated
Okay.
money specifically for roads just under, any sort of natural type disaster
Okay.
that happens. In fact, I was after it otherwise had happened, I notified, started making the phone calls, Army Corps, DNR, DOT, and then before I got the DOT, talked to Nathan Check, the Highway Commissioner, and he was the one who pointed me in this direction.
good,
So I
good.
coordinated with the DOT on it. They said it should otherwise qualify. We just need to get this petition into them, and then we'll work on some numbers and work with them on the totals.
One last question.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you oversize the culverts this time? Because it looks like a small culvert.
It was a relatively small cover, but we just don't have the road, there's not enough cover to it, so we added an additional cover. So we
Right.
doubled the
Okay.
capacity by adding the
Right.
additional one, but we couldn't change the size of it so much because we wouldn't have enough cover over the top of it.
Okay, thank you.
Move
So-
approval.
Thank you, sir. Seconded by Nabel?
I have a question
Oh, question?
also. Question
You need a
also.
second first.
I'll do a second.
Okay, seconded by Nabel. Now you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Director, I just wondered, where is this located? I don't know that area, so I just wanted to get an idea, where is this at?
Sure. Well, as you're
Polly, I was
headed,
gonna say, Polly, you wanna tell her where it is in your district?
I mean, relative to anything in the city, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. If
It
you
is.
head out, along the river going south after you go out HH, River Road, and then it's that first intersection there, Rocky Run Road is the border with town of Linwood. As you go out there, there's the substation out there, not quite to the golf
Opposite
course,
side,
but you're
yeah.
going out that way, and then you make that right-hand turn, you're into the west. It's the farthest south and west you can go within the city limits.
So still city limits?
Still, yeah,
Okay,
yes.
got it. I was wondering if it was still exactly in there.
You wouldn't know it if you were standing out there, because there's the,
Right,
the county park right there and stuff that allows for hunting and everything, so it's,
Nice area. Good, thank you.
Okay, any other questions for the director? Okay, the motion is to authorize the director to apply for disaster damage aids grant in regards to Rocky Run. If you're in favor, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no, and the clerk will call the roll.
Shore.
Aye.
Nabel.
Aye.
Zarazua.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Dugan.
Aye.
Dalton.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
9-0.
9-0, that is approved, and we are adjourned at 5:52.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.